All right, everybody, we're playing the NBA Live 19 demo, and this is actually what you folks voted on. I did a poll, I believe it was on Wednesday, and I asked which game you would like me to play while we discuss NBA 2K19 and NBA Live 19 and or basketball gaming in general. And you folks chose for me to play the NBA Live 19 demo, which is an obvious choice. So we already knew that poll was going to go this way. So here I'm going to use the Celtics. I'm going to go against the Warriors, which are the only two teams that are available. What's going on, Jay? And I'm actually going to really quick share this on Twitter. So what's up, Hunter? Let me see here. I just got to get the link so I can share it on Twitter. Let me see here. I don't normally share on my PS4 because I play on PC, so for all other games. Obviously, Live 19 isn't coming out for the PC that we know of yet. Let me see. Streaming the NBA Live 19 demo. First, 1 second, guys. First impressions. Hunter and Jay, have you guys had a chance to get to play the demo yet for Live 19? Also, let me know if you guys can hear me. You should be able to hear me just fine. Let me see. I'm just tweeting this out right now real quick. All right. So here we go. So I'm going to be the Celtics here. I had to turn the music off, that way I don't get a copyright strike. Can you guys hear me?
Good evening from Northern California and Oakland. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Jay, Oracle.
All right, here we go. So can you guys hear me? Let me know if you hear me.
Let's do it. Two-point shot for Curry. It's rebounded by the Celtics. Irving into the front court.
All right, cool. All right, so I wanted to go over real quick my first impressions. Obviously, I've already done the one event, the 2-1 events that you have to do in order to get the ability to play now. And as you guys know, I'm all about the on-court gameplay. I'm about, you guys know of my critiques with NBA 2K18's defense, whether it be the horrendous blow-by defense or the help defense. That's smooth. Or the help defense, or the defense in transition where it seems like players kind of just move out of the way. So one of the biggest things I was looking at when putting on this game was how the defense reacts off the ball, but also in transition. That's a big one. And is there any exploitations as far as like blow-bys and whatnot? So like I said, I already played the street events in the one, and in the game here are my first impressions of the game is that the graphics absolutely have taken a step in the right direction, and you've actually seen the NBA Live community on Twitter and numerous other people tweeting out that, you know, Live has definitely received an upgrade in graphics, and it actually looks even more impressive when you're playing on you know, in the one, and we're playing on the street courts and whatnot. But even here, you can definitely see the improvement from Live 18. And so let's first what I want to do is go over the bad. I mean the good. Excuse me. So the good is obviously the graphics have improved. The close-ups are better. They definitely have made improvements to the they've definitely made improvements to the faces, some of the cyber faces that are in the game. They look super accurate. The shots on the move absolutely look better, and they feel better. So one thing that really bothered me with Live 18 was the fact that you would move into a shot on the move and the shoulders were so stiff and the movements were so robotic that it looked like a broken up, like 3 or 4 different animations broken up, and it didn't look good. So let me do a shot here on the move in a second. Not with Baines, obviously. I should have upped the minutes a quarter, and I'm actually going to do that. Oh, that was decent right there, actually. But shots on the move look good, and they feel better, and that was one of the things they really needed to improve. So the players are definitely less stiff. Like that shot right there by Curry, that would have been extremely, you know, herky-jerky and robotic. See if I can do a shot here with Rozier on the move. I'm going to call for a pick.
Can't run the same exact play and let him prove he's a player he thinks he is, and we all know he is.
But if you look, that wasn't as bad as it was in 2K18 as far as the way that looks and the way it even feels. So definitely an improvement there. Some of the dunks are really nice.
Big finish. I mean, with so much talk these days about three-point shooting and the spacing on the court,
I'd say probably the defense is also an improvement. I feel so far. I mean, I haven't played it enough to say one way or the other if it's really improved that much. No, that was nice, and I like the way Baines came over there and set a solid screen, and I was able to use it. So the defense does look like overall it's improved. If you remember last year, sometimes it felt like you could score in the paint on anybody, you know, with anybody, especially before the patch where they ended up making it harder to score in the paint after. Let me see. I want to put Irving back. Oops. Still getting used to the controls.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions.
Where this game is coming up a little bit short right now, and again, I don't want to. I definitely don't want to sell it short on this completely because it has improved since Live 18 with these things I'm about to talk about. But it feels like there's still a little bit of input lag where it feels like your players are a little bit heavy, and that bothered me. Excuse me, that bothered me a little bit in Live 18. And the other thing, one second here, I'm just trying to focus on free throws. There we go. Is the dribble moves are small. So if you and what I mean by that is if you watch real NBA basketball, and you watch players like John Wall and Dennis Schroeder, even players like Ty Lawson, what you have players that you have players that,
Did you know that Aaron Baines,
and I'll comment on that in a second, Hunter.
way what to be physical on the court because that's how he leaves his
You have players that are able to explode off of a first step, or they can explode off of a crossover, or they can do a step back and do a quick change of direction in front, or whatever, or like a quick burst in front. I'm not asking for dribble bursts, and I'm not asking for speed bursts, but what I'm asking for is more explosive moves. So like that little thing I did right there with Kyrie Irving, I'd like to be able to come off of that with a little bit more speed. And what I mean by the dribble moves they feel small is with the dribble moves in this game, you're not going really wide on crossovers. It doesn't, they're not pronounced enough. When you go behind the back, it's not pronounced enough. Fadeaways look a lot better if you just looked at that. If you just saw that one. So I mean, yes. Wait, can you guys actually? Yeah, hopefully you can hear the sound on the game. You should be able to hear the sound on the game. Remember, this is the first time I've actually used the PS4, I believe, to broadcast. Maybe the first or second time. So the dribble moves themselves definitely feel like they need to be more pronounced. This is trying to bully him right there. That's a nice little animation for Aaron Baines. As far as the commentary, not having Jeff Van Gundy and Mike Breen hurts it a little bit as far as like the authenticity goes, Hunter. But to be honest with you, it seems like the commentary is clean, and I'm not hearing a lot of repeated phrases. I think we're always looking for authenticity, whether, we've been asking for like a TNT scoreboard for years to go along with the TNT presentation that goes along with 2K. So I think it hurts not having Van Gundy and Breen. But at the same time, Klay Thompson's lighting me up. At the same time, the commentary seems to be functional, and it's to me it's not like hurting the game. One thing I didn't like about the commentary last year in live, that was decent actually. The animation wasn't in live 18 right there. That little full hook animation. The commentary last year, in my opinion, I felt like Van Gundy kind of dumbed it down a little bit. I don't know how to phrase it. It seemed like, I don't want to use the word childish, but the commentary last year seemed extremely simple, and they would seem to get like excited about just a regular play in the middle of the game that, and I've listened to Van Gundy on TV, and sometimes he does that joking around, but it doesn't happen all the time. So I think that the commentary, if you guys want to see, the fadeaways definitely look better. They're less robotic. But yeah, I think that the commentary is functional. I like the detail they put into it, but again, we definitely, I miss having Van Gundy and Breen there just because we like that realistic TV presentation. And by the way, feel free to ask questions on this stream if you guys want, like Hunter just did. So Jay, if you're still there, or anybody else turns in. I think that what I like is that this game feels completely different than NBA 2K18, and that sounds like a simple thing to say because obviously they're different games. But the problems that I had with 2K18, I can't see right now that I'm going to have those problems with live. And those problems, like I've stated before, is that the horrendous on-ball defense and the ridiculous AI defense in general, whether it be in transition or whatnot, and the easy exploits that I had with 2K18. So I said this to somebody, and I'm going to stand by this, at least for now.
Knocks down a tough shot.
If
Smothering defense.
somebody asked
Shooting has been spectacular.
or made a comment about which game they should get when they get a new system, because they're going to be buying, I believe they said they're going to be buying an Xbox. And as far as playing this now compared to playing 2K18, which 2K19 looks like the gameplay is going to be very, very similar, I said that if they want simulation, so simulation of real NBA as far as the on-court action, that I would recommend going with live, and which is surprising because you wouldn't have said that a couple years ago.
Get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
But and then if you want more arcade, where more exploits, where defense doesn't matter as much and whatnot, I'd probably recommend 2K19 if it's anything like NBA 2K18. And this isn't. And by the way, my entire YouTube channel has been on the premise of NBA 2K videos. It's been, and not because I favor 2K at all. It's just because NBA 2K17 was a good game in my eyes, and I enjoyed playing it quite a bit. And so most of my subscribers are from 2K videos. So me saying that it's possible that I would play live 19 more is not because I'm a live fanboy or an EA fanboy or anything like that. This isn't a fanboy thing. It's more of, not only do I want a different feel gameplay-wise, I want more of a simulation feel, but in just an overall different feel, presentation-wise and everything, because the 2K one has kind of gotten stale, but because 2K18 and the many exploits on defense and the overall atmosphere and the even graphically just didn't do it for me, and it looks like 2K19 is going to be very similar to that. So again, for those who just joined in, playing the Live 19 demo, I definitely see a lot of improvements over Live 18, mostly from the Real Player Motion system, where the action on the court feels smoother, the players are moving smoother around the court, shots on the move definitely feel better. If you look at that Horford fadeaway, fadeaways look more realistic, they're less robotic, the shoulders are less stiff, the post game feels better, so hooks feel better. You can definitely tell that the Real Player Motion that they've also implemented in Madden 19 and NFL 19, you can definitely see that it's made a difference in the way the game plays and feels. So my recommendation for anybody who hasn't tried this game is get your hands on it, get your hands on the sticks, and move around the court. Judge how it feels, how reactive it is, how you feel about the dribbling, the ISO play, how the defense reacts to what's going on the court. Because like I said, my biggest gripe with NBA 2K18, and I'll say it again, I keep saying it over and over again, is just that it's that horrible defense. And the blow-by exploit. I like the way posting up feels. If you looked at that, that was a gorgeous move. And if you, let's see if I can actually replay this here. This looks a lot more natural than it did last year. So if you look here, the backing in itself looks much better, and that spin looks extremely natural. And one thing you're going to notice, and it's a problem we've had with 2K over the years, you're going to see a lot less clipping. So if you see this here, if you see that move, there's no clipping. Durant's arm isn't going through. I want to show this again. Durant's arm is not going through Hayward's back. It's resting on his back. Spin move is clean. Help comes over. And this is a big problem with 2K18, and it looks like it could be a problem with 2K19. We don't know yet because we haven't got our hands on it. But see, Cousins immediately reacts and comes over. And Gordon Hayward adjusts and goes to the reverse. So definitely an improvement. So I'm going to go over this again for anybody who just joined. Here, backs in. Oh, there is actually some clipping. Durant's arm is going through his. So looks like you're going to get clipping in both games this year. Here, he comes up. Cousins helps. So you see the help immediately come. This is big. So Durant gets beat. Help comes. And Gordon Hayward has obviously recovered from his injury enough to be able to do that move. So a lot of good things there. That animation was smooth. What's up, Brian?
It depends on what category of elite you put him in.
So, Little Dag, I agree. Commentary does seem a little bit more of a radio vibe, and that's because we're used to listening to Van Gundy and Breen. So, I think that the commentary authenticity has taken a step back just because they don't have the actual ESPN names. But at the same time, it does seem cleaner and almost more professional than what we had last year. If you guys are noticing the movement in the paint where the players jumping and whatnot, it's a lot smoother this year based on, again, that real player motion. So you guys are going to notice that immediately when you try the demo. Obviously, I have it on the PS4 Pro right now, but I've heard good things about how it's feeling on the Xbox as well. I shouldn't have missed that layup, but NBA players miss layups sometimes. But if you look at the way Curry went into that shot and he set his feet, yeah, Brian, these are the only teams that you can use in the demo at the moment. But remember, last year for Live 18, they increased the number of teams. They increased the number of teams to 4. So they added, I believe, the Rockets and another team after. So there's no denying that they'll probably update the demo with a couple more teams.
From the perimeter, Curry no doubt is a transformative player. Some say for the worst. Is there too much of a reliance on the
but I want to get your impressions too, guys. You guys in the chat. I shot that wrong. How does the game look to you for you guys who haven't actually played the demo? How does it look? What do you think about the movement? Yeah, definitely, Brian. I definitely think it looks pretty sick. The movement looks a lot more fluid. For you guys who want to change, you guys want to change from the 2K gameplay, which is kind of, I should have put my hands up there. If you guys want to change from the 2K atmosphere, if you want a completely different feeling game, this is definitely worth it this year to give it a try going by this demo. Love the way he rolled there. That was solid. A good, nice dunk. Yeah, even the dribbling up the floor movement looks a lot better this year. What's up, David? You've turned into every single one of my streams, so I appreciate it. And for those who just joined, the biggest improvements that I see with the game is just the overall movement using that real player motion. But the shots on the move definitely feel a lot better, and they look a lot more realistic. Shoulders less stiff. Post game looks better. Fadeaways look better. I like that little thing that Curry just did, that little thing where he beat Irving. I'll see if I can replay that here. So if you look, I'm not using Kyrie here, but he gets caught there. So that little reach. And I wasn't able to get back to help. But this is a good example for you guys who want to see how much improved the shots are on the move. So if you take a look at how this looks here, how he goes into the shot, this used to be so robotic. It used to be like multiple animations in one, but it looks a lot smoother, him going into the shot. So one takeaway from this replay is definitely that realistic movement. If you watch his feet, no skating, no sliding, no robotic movement, 1-2 step. So there's that. As you see, not trying to compare the two, but it plays like 2K14. Yeah, so I can see that comparison. So right now,
Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
What we liked about 2K14 on this gen. So for when you guys when we were kind of blown away by let's see if I can do something here with Tatum. See, that shot looked a lot better on the move. That did not look as good last year.
To Marcus Smart. 4-3.
Yeah.
Second effort.
Nice job by Horford there. 2K14 for this gen was so popular because not only were the graphics gorgeous, and you guys are kind of getting that vibe here with live, where we're kind of blown away by the graphics. Graphics definitely look a lot better, especially on the street courts. But looking for Jaylen Brown here. There we go. But the gameplay itself, how we felt running up the floor, how it felt doing moves, how it felt like NBA authenticity, like it felt like an NBA simulation, NBA 2K14 for this gen. And I'm getting that vibe. I have to play it a lot more, and we have to see the full version. But I'm getting that was sweet. I'm getting that vibe here with this game. So I definitely see what you're talking about there. One thing that was better about NBA 2K14 as opposed to this game so far is how moves felt more explosive, kind of more like NBA action, kind of more like, when you were using John Wall, you felt more like you were using John Wall because of that explosiveness. But if you look here, look how sweet this move is. Here, spin move, and Horford rolls here. Step back right into the pass. Look at that knee bend. That knee's almost touching the floor. Definitely looks awesome. And you guys will appreciate, you guys who are, been wanting, nice floor reflections and nice arena lighting like I have, you'll kind of appreciate how this game looks. Look at that shot on the move by Curry. Again, I know I keep going into replay, but we got to talk about the improvements over Live 18. I've already talked about the things that need work, and I'll go over that again for any new viewers, especially if you missed the start of the stream. But if you look how this shot on the move looks by Curry, he gets that quick first step right there. This happens all the time. This isn't a bad blow-by animation. This happens all the time in the NBA. And he gets that little bit of blue sky, like in real life, and he fires. And I love that the computer does that. In NBA 2K18, it felt like the game was scripted too much on plays. You'd have the guard standing at the top of the key just dribbling wide open just because he was waiting for the play to run. This is Curry reacting on the fly on this play. So computer Curry sees that little bit of opening right here, and boom, three-pointer. That is absolutely awesome, and that's some awesome gameplay tuning by the devs and AI tuning. So definitely impressed with that. This is an isolation play for Irving. And yes, for you guys who are questioning, I definitely play on broadcast. I've always played on broadcast. So, and look at Curry. Curry is pulling up whenever he gets that blue sky, and that's exactly what he does in real life. Shot on the move, butter. There we go. All right. So, you guys are definitely seeing the improvements. And again, I want to know what you guys think of the footage. I've definitely been a lot more active on Twitter, and if you guys like the gameplay, or if you have any critiques, I definitely want to post your thoughts on Twitter as well. So I've definitely heard some good impressions. Like I like Little Dagger talking about how the game has that 2K14 this gen feel, and I think what he's probably saying with that is not only with the way the players kind of move around the court, but the way the lighting looks and how excited we got about those graphics back at the time. And the graphics have definitely shown a lot of improvement.
First free throw is good.
So I'll say again the things that I'd like to... Yeah, Ice, this is the demo. So I'll say again what my critiques so far. I think that this game is they definitely got in the right direction, and real player motion is awesome. But I'll give you one of my critiques right here. Now, I'm not saying that every move should be explosive, but players like John Wall, and Kyrie Irving's a little bit of a bad example because he's pretty methodical with his moves, but being able to do, and I'm not asking for a speed burst, I'm not technically asking for that, but I want explosive first steps. Now, obviously, Curry in real life is probably going to stop this because he's playing about 3 or 4 feet off of him. But what I want to be able to do is if my guy is like right here, and I haven't picked up my dribble yet, and he's really close in on me, I want to be able to pull off a move where I have explosion to the hoop, kind of like the Schroeders and the John Walls do in real life. So for me, one of the critiques that I have on the game is not enough NBA explosiveness off the dribble. So whether it be pronounced crossovers, whether it be really big first steps, I'm not seeing that enough. So that's definitely one of my critiques of this demo. The other, and I didn't put my hands up, I'm glad he missed that. The other critique that I had is slight input lag, but it's very slight. And I think it also comes down to, and where it might feel like input lag, is just some of the animations are a little slow as far as like catching the ball. Like, it's slow on catches. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys as far as the post-game improvement. And I hope you guys actually appreciate the pausing, because I think we all want to see how, in the replays. If you look at how much smoother this post-fade looks by Al Horford, that is the real player motion system right there. Look at the little shimmy with his knees. Look at the way he sets his feet here and goes into this fadeaway. A lot smoother than what we had on NBA Live 18, so that's definitely a lot better. Russell Westbeast Triple Double Machine says, I'm glad to see all you guys enjoying it, but I'm wondering how 2K fanboys will react. So I want to get into that real quick now that we have a few viewers here. The fanboy stuff pisses me off. It absolutely pisses me off to no end, because the bottom line is we want both games to do well. We want the ultimate basketball experience regardless of the company that makes it. 2K fanboys, 2K, I love the way that went in, by the way. I like the way it rattled around the rim. 2K, every single person who plays basketball video games should want Live 19 to make a huge splash and be a great video game. Not only so it makes 2K up their game, but so we have better basketball games to enjoy. This isn't there's so many people that say Live is trash, or even Live fanboys who say, 2K is this or 2K is that. But they have there's no backing around it. It's not constructive, it's not constructive criticism. It's just a bunch of guys trying to get attention or trying to, be on one side, and it's really frustrating. And I just want the best for both games. I want the best basketball games that we can possibly get, and that's why I'm really excited that I feel the improvements on this game. So no, definitely I'm not a fanboy in any way for Live or 2K. I just want the best for both. I want the best for both companies, and I want the best for both games. That way, us consumers who spend that money on, whether it be virtual currency or whatnot, or we spend $60 or even $100 on the enhanced editions of the game, that we get our money's worth, and that's what the most important thing is.
Here comes the screen. Irving to Horford. Finish at the rim.
So yeah, the fanboy stuff, the fanboys are going to react a certain way anyway. So this game could blow a fanboy out of the water gameplay-wise, but if they still want to talk about 2K or prefer 2K, they're going to continue to... All right, I want you guys to watch this entire sequence, and don't tell me that this doesn't get you excited for this game. All right. We're going to watch this entire sequence, and I think if you say you're not impressed by this, you're probably lying. So, all right. So what we're going to see here is Al Horford, and remember, one of my biggest gripes with 2K18 was the help defense. I want you to watch Horford come over here and get this block off of the glass, and I want you to watch the transition shot by Jason Tatum and how much smoother it looks than Live 18 did. So here's me overreacting with Jaylen Brown on defense and Iguodala blowing by me. All right. Now watch Horford's help. He comes over and sees it. That is, I almost swore there. That is absolutely awesome. This is the help defense that we want. This right here, that help by Horford. Boom. Help. That gets me excited. That's simulation basketball right there. He leaves Draymond Green, comes over and helps, and boom, block. So Brown gets this. This is me. And I kick it out to Rozier. Watch Jason Tatum's feet here. Much more reactive and realistic than Live 18. Chest pass. Right into the shot. Watch his feet. Boom. That looks a lot better on the move. By the way, the nets in NBA Live have always been awesome. So I'm going to show that again real quick for you guys. Help defense. Jaylen Brown gets beat right here. Watch this help by Horford. Realistic block right off the glass. We go in transition. Outlet to Rozier. Boom. Right off the catch, Tatum shot. Splash. That looks awesome.
Confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jacking back on defense before the ball even goes through the net,
real player motion absolutely is making a difference. And there's another thing that you got to love about this game right now is how the CPU takes advantage of opportunities, and they're not just looking to run a play. Here's Irving, right here. I go for a steal, and Durant immediately sees this shot. Boom, and he shoots it. So this isn't, computer doesn't hesitate, just like in real life. They see this shot, and they shoot it. So again, what I'm trying to point out is a lot of the things that they've definitely improved on. But I would like to have a little bit more explosion on that move that I just did with Irving. So if any of the devs are watching this, or I'm going to share this on YouTube as well. It's great to be able to do moves, but when you do a move and the drive is so methodical, he is a methodical player a lot of the time, but I should be able to have a little bit more momentum going to the hoop here with Kyrie off of that little crossover. So explosive moves definitely need improvement, in my opinion. But I'm really digging the improved shooting animations and the improved shooting overall on the move.
And the finish, slam dunk. Jay, I'm surprised. He had a chance to wrap him up.
well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter.
So I'm going to be doing this for probably about a half hour more. I want to get your thoughts on what you're seeing and what you think might need a little bit of improvement, or the good and the needs work.
Kyrie just not going down. Curry into the front court. His guys now down by a point. Shot in the lane won't go. Hayward to Marcus Smart. Tatum.
That was a little bit, that shot right there looked a little bit like herky-jerky, but it wasn't game-breaking.
I don't know about Donovan Mitchell, but it's hard to believe that Philadelphia traded this pick away so the Celtics can have a future star.
Irving brings the ball up court.
I'm actually going to call a post up here because one of the best things, most improved things it seems, is the gameplay. So here, I mean the post play. Ooh, I like that little. That was not in 2K. I mean, excuse me, Live 18 from what I know of. So watch this little shiver that I gave DeMarcus Cousins here. See if I can get back to it here. Look at that contact into the chest. Boom. that's another thing that I didn't see in Live 18. And if it was in there, it wasn't as pronounced. So definitely seeing a lot of new things as far as like the animations and real player motion. And I definitely saw that on Twitter. I saw people saying that there were more animations and whatnot. You know, people were saying hundreds of animations, and it definitely looks like there's a lot more animations in this game than there was on Live 18. Ice asked how I play exhibition mode on the demo. You have to play the first two 1 events in order to get to exhibition, and then after you play the two 1 events, you will end up you will end up having access to it, but you have to back out completely of the 1 menu after you play the first two. After you play the first two 1 events.
Knocks down the second after missing the first. We get a whistle and a timeout by Golden
So,
State. They'll need a quick shot and then likely
yeah,
a quick foul.
I like how the animations aren't as forced this year. There still are some forced layup animations. Like every now and then you'll go up for a layup and wonder why they went for a reverse. So I think that could be tweaked a little bit. Like that layup that I just did with Marcus Smart, I wondered why, he went up for a reverse layup. And I might be able to control that if I try doing the layup with the joystick. I know that with NBA 2K18 and past NBA 2Ks, you've been able to use the joystick to choose whether you finish on the right or the left. Or if you want to go baseline and do a reverse layup, you would like push it towards the baseline. So it's possible that I could curve it a little bit, but a lot of the forced animations that we didn't like on layups and moves and whatnot are taken out for this game, so they're definitely better in that way. But there's still a few of them in there, so I think that definitely could take some tweaking. And I am going to play for another minute after this. Let me know also, guys, because I do plan on doing more streams. If you guys like if the broadcast quality is sufficient, if the audio volume is sufficient, because I don't normally do this on PS4. And from what I can gather, it's definitely good enough. Unprofessional thing that I just did, winning a game. So.
You stay down in the stance defensively. You try to deny the next.
Before I played this, I played the scrimmage a little bit just to get a feel for the game, and it was definitely enjoyable and definitely made me want to play more. David Hayden said that he's a broadcast guy himself. Yeah, I'm noticing there's a lot more broadcast players out there now, and honestly, I've always been a broadcast guy because that's what we grew up watching. That's what made us, when we watched games as a kid. And as adults, we're watching it from the broadcast standpoint. Every big moment in NBA history that we've seen or loved, it's been in that broadcast gameplay. So I like to, create moments on video games that emulate real life. And the Live King, who's one of the biggest, YouTubers, and he's pretty active on Twitter. He loves broadcast cam. He's a lot like me with that. But I think you guys are even seeing how good the animations look here on these close-up highlights. If you look at Kyrie's dribbling, definitely a lot smoother this year with the animations. And another thing too is the dunks don't feel as much like rocket dunks as they did in Live 18. They definitely look a lot smoother and more true to life. So I'm going to play one more short game. I'm letting you guys see a little bit of the post-game show here.
Check out the leading scores for the Boston Celtics.
They kept Jalen Rose in it, at least so you get that authenticity. And I've always liked the live presentation, not only the lighting and the reflections, especially after 2K14 this gen, but I've always liked the overall presentation on live. I've always preferred it.
Three-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters.
So you guys look, definitely the shots on the move definitely look a lot, they certainly look a lot better.
Player of the game.
Al Horford wasn't satisfied with just getting steals. He had to insist on getting a bunch of blocks as well. Now that's what I call defense.
Next one, I'm going to put Boston at home so you can see that beautiful floor with the reflections.
Number 2. Number 1.
So I want to give kudos to the dev team. Definitely, they focused on the right things, and the game definitely feels a lot better. And that real player motion system. When this game comes to Frostbite, which will probably be on NBA Live 20, that's my guess. It seems like that's the direction they're going because Madden already has it. But I think that it will improve the animations and the look of the game even more. For me, the graphics are definitely good enough at the moment. Evandro CP says at least the AI definitely looks better than 2K. I don't see 2K improving the AI that much. I mean, part games on in my team online don't have. Yeah. So my biggest problem with 2K, and I've said this earlier in the broadcast. I don't know if you just joined, Evandro, or if you've joined before, but actually, do you guys want to see the WNBA? I'll leave that question up there for a second, see if anybody wants to see the WNBA, because it's awesome that they include it in the game. But my biggest problem with 2K is the defense. The AI is absolutely abysmal on the ball as far as like the blow-by animations and the help defense and the transition defense. And that was my biggest gripe. And the defense definitely looks a lot better in this game. So I'm going to broadcast the WNBA here, which is just flat out awesome that they're giving respect to the WNBA. Oh, and Russell Westbeast wants to see TD Garden. All right, you know what I'll do? I'll put TD Garden on first, and I'll quit the game after like a quarter or two, and then I'll put the WNBA on. So let's get the TD Garden out there, and then we'll put the WNBA on for a few minutes. But yeah, I agree. The defensive AI is, in my opinion, the most important thing. For an improvement over current basketball video games, and it looks like this game definitely is doing a better job of that. Why you said why do you think the scans this year are bad, David? I'm not sure what if you could clarify, that would be great. So check out the reflections on this floor, and even the floor color as far as accuracy. Here's the TD Garden.
From TD Garden in Boston. Tonight, the Boston Celtics play host to the Golden State Warriors.
Love the presentation. Love the ESPN presentation. It definitely adds to the authenticity. Why do I think the scans are bad this year? I didn't say they were bad. I'm going to go over that though in a second. So yeah, look at how cool the I should have gone up with that. Look how cool the reflections look on this game, on this court. And the other thing too, look how awesome this animation looks right here by Jaylen Brown. Yes, Klay Thompson is an elite shooting guard defender in the NBA. He's an elite defender in general. But watch the bully right here by Jaylen Brown. This is extremely realistic. Contact to the chest right here, and then powers it up. Uses his back and butt to shield Klay Thompson from the ball. This looks awesome. If you guys want to get a better look at the floor here, the detail is just fantastic. They did such a good job with the detail on the floor. David, what I was saying with the player face scans is a lot of people are saying that they're a little bit worse. I haven't done mine yet because the app's not working on my phone. There's another shot on the move for you guys to take a quick look at, which is one of the big issues with Live 18. The hold on a second. The face scans just don't look like overall. Look at how beautiful this is. Much better on the move. Much more realistic, less robotic. If you put these in slow motion last year, they just looked completely stiff. So that definitely looks a lot better. It looks like the face scans are not coming out as good. But again, I haven't tried it myself, so I can't exactly tell you how bad they are firsthand. Oops, I shot that wrong. So that's what I was talking about when I mentioned the face scans at one point. So yeah, look how good this court looks.
It was more in his own head. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by the Warriors.
That was a little awkward animation there with his hand on the ball. I'm going to run a pick and roll here with Kyrie.
With the basketball.
Love the roll there. Right now, the pick and rolls do seem like they're a little bit too easy to complete, but this right here is actually on. This is actually on pro right now, so it's not on the hardest level. I'm sure it's probably better. D. Hume says, "Great to see NBA Live improving every year. This will force 2K to really look at their product. NBA Live looks so much smoother and fluid." Yeah, it's not just that it looks overall fluid and smooth. You're not seeing the skating on the floor. You're not seeing the players, skating constantly, or skating on offense and defense, and you're not. It makes the game look more fluid and more like NBA basketball when the players. Now that was a good first step. That right there, that's what I was looking for. So I talk about explosiveness. No, it didn't look outrageously fast or anything like that. But if you look, there's a switch here with Kyrie on DeMarcus Cousins. And watch me, he's playing me obviously way too up close here. And what I do is I do a foot fake here right, foot fake right, and then explode. That is awesome. So 2K Live devs, EA devs, kudos there. DeMarcus Cousins on me, Kyrie Irving, foot fake, so foot front, and then explode. That's real basketball. That's like the NBA. And then awesome dodge here. So underrated. I get by DeMarcus. Steph comes over at the right time, looks to explode on his jump. And Kyrie switches hands. Right, left, boom, off the glass. And DeMarcus Cousins doesn't give up. I want you guys to notice this. Remember, my biggest problem with 2K18 is the defense. So yes, I get by Cousins here, but look at Curry explode here on defense. And then Cousins didn't give up on the play. He's still coming back for this block. That is impressive. That's what I look for in the AI. And look, Iguodala doesn't leave his man. Klay Thompson is playing halfway the way you're supposed to, so he's playing that shell defense. Much improved. That gets me excited. It's those things that get me excited. It's not, it's not overall, it's not features and modes. It's not the depth of a lot of modes. That doesn't really get me excited. It's not, oh, well, this is lagging or like online lag. It's that on-court basketball, the realistic NBA action and how players are reacting to different things. Where do you learn the shake and bake? I said. Awesome block there. Again, they helped on the switch. Now remember, somebody Ice asked that question about the shake and bake. That's literally just messing with the joystick and just going left and right the way I want to. So if you look here, look. So I got by and challenged DeMarcus Cousins here, but look at Green not give up on this play. Awesome. I don't mind getting blocked when it's realistic like that.
There is a necessity in this game.
Thompson to bring it into the front court. Now
realistic AI mechanics again. I'm sorry I keep pausing it, but I need to show you guys the improvement. So Kevin Durant here sees me jump here with Jaylen Brown. Up fake, gets me in the air, and fires immediately after. This one's looks a little bit herky-jerky, but it's not bad. I don't like how straight his kind of like how straight his back is. But overall, big improvement, especially with the way the AI reacted to it.
And get some teammates involved with your passing.
I like how they're coming up on their toes on up fakes. But see, I tried to do that explosion on Curry that I did on Cousins, and it didn't work. That foot fake explosion.
Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. It's no good.
What's going on, Savage?
You see, this is something that everybody has. but
Nice
some
to see
people
new people joining the stream.
Throws it down.
You have to understand something. I do not
So
care if
again,
you're one of 6
I've talked a lot about this, and definitely go back and read the. Rewatch this because it will be saved. This will be saved to my channel. I've gone over a lot of things that I like and done a lot of replays and close-ups of what I like for an improvement. So if you guys want to see here, look how much smoother the fadeaways look. Tatum's face is absolutely spot on. It looks good. But look at the difference in fadeaway. One of the things was how clunky and robotic it felt last year. So here I am bodying up here, right in his space, and look at how much smoother this looks. Off his back foot. Boom. What's up, Alex? Well, we obviously haven't tried 2K19 yet, but as far as 2K18 comparison to this, which 2K19 looks like the gameplay is going to be very similar to 2K18, it feels a lot more like simulation, more like NBA basketball, more authentic as far as on the court, Alex. So, for example, you know, I'm not seeing crazy defensive exploits. I'm not seeing, you know, players getting blown by just by pushing forward on the joystick. The help defense definitely is, and I've shown this on numerous replays, looks and feels a lot better as far as players reacting to their surroundings. The transition defense definitely looks like it's better overall too. So for you who just joined, my biggest problems with 2K was how arcade it felt because of all of the exploits on defense. And this game feels a lot better than 2K18 defensively, as far as the way you can play defense and as far as the way it reacts in general. The AI reacts. And for you, Alex, who just joined, and Savage, one of my problems with the game, I like how he slipped that. One of the problems I have with the game is a little bit more explosion would be nice. A little bit more explosive moves, like I've mentioned players like John Wall and Schroeder, or just players overall that have a quick first step or can explode off of a crossover or a spin or something like that. Those I would like to see a little bit more pronounced. But yeah, overall, if you want to know how it compares to 2K, I'm enjoying this game a lot more than I enjoyed 2K18. And that's because of all of the exploits and the skating and just the overall atmosphere. Another cool animation here. So you're going to see Klay Thompson step back here. Thanks for following Hose Drysdale if you're on the chat here. Look at this nice little step back. Well, so much smoother than last year. I can't tell you how much this impresses me. This is the real player motion system, I'm guessing. Thank you to the devs for making this look so much smoother. We have foot plant, no skating, no robotic movement, step back, Brown falls. Look at that. That looks plant, back, shot. That is not robotic in the least. That looks a lot better. And when, as a user, when you do stuff like that, it definitely feels better.
Across the timeline, it's Rozier.
I'm gonna do a post up here so you guys can kind of you can get an idea of how the post works. Let me see. Oops, there we go. All right, so we're gonna post up Markieff Morris. I'm gonna spin here baseline. That's an animation from the other game, but it definitely looks a little bit better.
But that was a difficult shot.
Not a bad animation for the move that I pulled up. Pulled off, excuse me. So I'm going to put on the WNBA as promised now because I have a few more minutes to do this. Every Friday, by the way, from 7 to 8, I'll be streaming. And I'll do a poll as far as which game you guys want me to stream. And, you know, we can talk basketball on these streams, and it'll be a good time. So there's that. I'm going to put the WNBA on now because I haven't actually tried that with this game. Any comments or questions, definitely feel free to ask in the chat. I'm going to use the Sparks. So back when the WNBA first came about, the Sparks and the Liberty were kind of, it seemed like the two most popular teams, them and the Houston Comets. And for me, actually, I got to be honest with you, I got to use Maya Moore. She's my favorite player in the WNBA right now. But the Sparks, Liberty, and the Comets were probably the most popular teams when the WNBA was first formed. And I watched, actually, when the WNBA first came around, I watched quite a bit of it. So this is my my first look at the WNBA.
On EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by the former national champion and National Player of the Year. What a run for Jay Williams.
If you want to tell the fans more about my accolades, I'm not going to stop you. But I think
how awesome is it that they implemented the WNBA in this game?
Let's pay attention to the court.
Jay, these 10 players on the court.
And they did it in Live 18, and it was a huge thing. And they, I think it was a big thing for the franchise. And I love that you can create women players now and whatnot too. This feels awesome. This feels absolutely awesome.
Here comes the screen. Layup chance.
There we go. I like Maya Moore because she definitely knows how to put the ball on the floor. And I like her pull-up game. I like her mid-range game, and she's fearless. Alex, I actually don't know. That hasn't been announced that there's been a GM mode for WNBA. I think what we want actually at the moment is any modes really to be able to use the WNBA in a further capacity than exhibition, because I think a lot of people would play a season with the WNBA, and I think you'd see a lot of YouTubers actually broadcasting it. But no, that hasn't been announced yet. But if you guys got to see it. You guys must see how much it seems like the animations have improved. You must see it with the players moving around the court. With the rebounding animations look better too. But the way the shots on the move feel. And look, the post game, you guys definitely gotta see that. And by the way, as far as the WNBA GM mode, Alex, I'll probably ask on Twitter to see if anybody else has heard of anything, but I haven't heard anything about a GM mode for this game, for the WNBA.
And they call it. Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
What I am thinking of doing, like I said, I'll be streaming every Friday from 7 p.m. to 8. What I am thinking of doing is starting I hope they improved franchise a little bit and gave it a little bit more depth, because that definitely needed to happen. That's something she'd really do. There we go. I am thinking about broadcasting some of my season games. There's Maya Moore. Broadcasting some, like playing an entire season and broadcasting those games, or at least sharing highlights of those games with you guys. And maybe I'll stream some of the games as well.
Let's see if they can carry this into the second quarter.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes.
So I'm going to play this for a couple more minutes. Do you guys have any other comments?
From in close and count the basket.
This game
or questions?
is so mental.
Because for those of you who watch this later or who are on here, you won't know until you try it. You won't completely know.
To the rim.
Oh. You won't know until you try it. Definitely recommend hopping on Xbox One or PS4 and actually giving it a try. Here's Maya Moore, who's my favorite player in the WNBA. Oh, that's clean. You won't know until you try it. I absolutely recommend you guys downloading the demo, playing your 2 games on the one, and then jumping into the exhibition mode so you can try playing in the WNBA. Excuse me, using the WNBA mode as well as playing as the Celtics or Warriors in exhibition. Awesome, Alex. I'm glad. And that's what these videos are for. That's what, you know, I want to give you guys our honest impressions. You know, my honest impressions. I'm not a fanboy of either game. I want the best for both games. I want both games to be the best they can be for the best consumer experience. And if I thought that this game had weaknesses, you should have heard me with NBA 2K18 and some of the issues I had with Live 18. I would be completely honest with you guys. Oh my God, I better not hit that. I'd be completely honest with you guys and say that, you know, this game doesn't feel right, or the input lag's so bad that you're not going to be able to enjoy it, or they didn't improve much from last year. The game absolutely has improved. The feel of it, it feels more like NBA and WNBA action. So definitely download it. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, it's D for free, D-E-E, the number 4, T-H-R-E-E. So D for free. But I am going to sign off. Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you guys want to watch the whole video later, if you missed the first part, it will be part of my YouTube channel. So take it easy, guys.
The defense needs to do a better job of making it more uncomfortable for those easy lays.